In our research, we've found most people are worried about one thing when it comes to their Wi-Fi: network visibility. They want to know exactly what's in their Wi-Fi network right now. We've spoken to ASX 50 finance companies, multinationals, government departments, US defence primes. They're all worried about the same thing. What is in my Wi-Fi environment? And the reason they need to know varies. It could be because it's part of their governance requirements. Maybe they need to comply with PCI DSS or CMMC, the Cybersecurity Maturity Model certification required by US Department of Defence. Or maybe they operate secure sites and they need to know about anything that's not meant to be there. Or maybe it's just an unacceptable risk to them that they don't know what is in their Wi-Fi environment. In the research we did with the finance company, we did a quarterly Wi-Fi audit with them for their PCI DSS compliance. And as I said before, we found lots of APs, which were mostly staff hotspotting on their phones. But we also found 2 unauthorised Wi-Fi devices which were potentially malicious. One was found under the floor. No one had any idea what it was or how long it had been there. The second device was even more concerning. The AP signal was coming from a bag sitting on a row of empty desks. The bag had multiple pockets, and as we were trying to work out which pocket it was in, the signal stopped. So they were watching us and they turned it off remotely. The company had no idea that these 2 potentially malicious, unauthorised Wi-Fi were in their environment. We also did some research with the defence prime in the US, which operates secure sites. They have a no hotspot policy, and the only Wi-Fi sources should be their own APs. But during a Wi-Fi audit, they were very surprised to find unauthorised Wi-Fi in the secure data centre. It wasn't on their safe list, and their high-end routers didn't detect it at all. So when they investigated, they found that there was an AP in the data centre they were using to perform a specific function, but they just hadn't bothered to tell the security or the network guys. So how can you secure an area if you don't know what's there? You need to know what normal looks like to your organisation, what APs or stations or devices or clients are meant to be there for business as usual. And then you need to see how that changes over time from audit to audit, which could be weekly, could be monthly. We suggest it should be 24/7. You need to develop a baseline which includes a safe list showing your own devices which should be there and an ignore list that shows you Wi-Fi that's safe to ignore. For example, the accountant's on the same floor. So to do this, you need to physically investigate and validate the Wi-Fi signature against your safe and ignore lists for every Wi-Fi source in your environment. For example, if you're checking into a hotel, don't just accept that the Wi-Fi belongs to the hotel. You should validate it by checking the Wi-Fi router when you check in. Once you have a validated safe and ignore list, you can then see what's changed over time and investigate appropriately. And this will save you time and definitely improve your security posture.